Between 20 and 80% of all women will develop fibroids by the time she is 50. Even though all women are at risk for developing fibroids, Black women are 3 times more likely than a white woman to develop fibroids. And we also develop them at a younger age. Why is that? What is going on? We're going to find out. Dr. Tabitha Carr, can you explain what fibroids are? There may be some women who don't even know what that is.
Yes, a fibroid is an abnormal growth tissue, and it's normally found in the uterus. And one of the main causes of a fibroid is excess estrogen. And when we're talking about excess estrogen, we're talking about xenoestrogens, environmental estrogens. It can be coming from plastics or pesticides or commercial dairy or commercial meat or something going on internally in the body that's causing an estrogen dominance reaction.
Now, I know, or I've seen that there can be some commonality with fibroids and infertility. So can you speak, Jessica, on the I guess, commonality with infertility and fibroids?
So fibroids can vary in size. They can range from pea size to anywhere. I think the largest one found was like 140 pounds. So just think of it as from that perspective. And really and truly, the larger ones can be more dormant than the small ones, so they may not be as active causing problems, but at the same time they can cause blockages within fallopian tubes, which can impact ovulation and things like that. And also looking at the smaller ones, those are the ones that are the most active, which can be growing the fastest and causing the most problems as far as bleeding and things like that.
What is the commonality with fibroids and Black women? Research is out there that we develop them more than any other group of women. So what is going on?
You know, the research supports the root cause being stress, or one of the root causes being stress. And when we look at the Black woman, we're not getting paid as much. You know, we're single parents. We're just living in places that are less desirable. And stress really affects the body. And when you have high levels of stress in the body, you have high levels of cortisol in the body. And cortisol is another hormone that competes with our progesterone. And it's that progesterone that balances out this estrogen in the body. And if we're not having that happen, if we're not balancing out the estrogen, then that's when the problems start. And fibroids is just the beginning.
She definitely hit it right on the head as far as how stress levels can become so impactful. But even just looking, beyond the physical aspect of fibroids and looking at the overall historic condition of Black women, and, just looking at it from that perspective, we have suffered from so much, anger and hatred and, just grief and things like that. So many emotions that we store up in our wombs, which manifest as physical disease. So that's one important thing to make the connection between, is that emotional imbalances can manifest as physical symptoms of disease.
So if someone is watching this and they're not sure if they have a fibroid, what do they look for? Because some people are afraid to go to the doctor. What are some things that they can look for to, see if they have one? Is there things to look for?
So sure, there are several signs. We're talking about heavy menstrual bleeding, spotting between our actual cycle, having bloating, very bad cramps, even constipation is something that you can look forward to. But sometimes they get so large that you can feel it and your stomach actually protrudes out. And that's another reason why we're seeing this, in Black women, is because we're waiting too late. We're waiting too late to go to the doctor, and these fibroids are getting too big sometimes for natural treatment.
Are there ways that they can naturally treat their fibroids?
Of course, fibroids can be reversed completely, depending on environmentally and lifestyle and things like that. So if we can nourish our bodies with, foods like dark leafy greens and all these things that we know we should be eating, fresh fruits and things like that, just to bring overall nourishment and the essential vitamins and minerals that the body needs, to enhance our abilities to heal ourselves. So that's where it starts primarily, is with nutrition and what we are feeding into our bodies, and also what we are feeding into our minds and into our spirits.
Can you speak on the conventional methods versus the natural ways of trying to, get rid of these fibroids?
Yes, so when we're looking at the conventional method, that's normally prescription medication. It can be birth control pills or even surgery, but there are risks with surgery, and also it just puts more stress on the body and just makes things worse. But when it comes to natural methods, we can look at detoxifying the body, specifically the liver. Our heart beats for a reason. We have a heart, we have a liver for a reason, and we nourish our heart, but we're not nourishing our liver, which filters this excess estrogen out of our bodies. So a liver cleanse is very important when it comes to really balancing those hormones and really clearing out the toxins in your body. And if we have that estrogen dominance, then we need to look at a natural progesterone cream to also balance out the hormones to help shrink those fibroids. So there are several things we can do. And for the liver, we have dandelion, we have yellow dock. There are so many natural herbs that we can bring in to help fight these fibroids.
So does vaginal health, the overall well-being of our vaginal health, does that play a role in the development of fibroids?
Yeah, so definitely it's important to just be in tune with our bodies and the way that we care for ourselves. So as far as vaginal health and our physical hygiene, I know there's a lot, people see with like toxins in the pads that we use, the tampons, and, things like that. And even like products like the washes and soaps and all that, can contain toxic chemicals. But really and truly, there are natural ways that we can use to help our bodies cleanse itself naturally. So yoni steaming is one of those that is very beneficial to enhance the body's natural ability to cleanse itself. Also, herbal teas can also provide nourishment to the body and help with liver cleanses and things like that she mentioned.
If you have additional questions for either Dr. Tabitha Carr or Jessica Reed, the information is at the bottom of your screen. As always, I'm Jillian Whitaker reporting for Better Black News, reminding you to be better. Behind me, I was trying not to get excited. Oh my God, I was like,
looked. You're gonna see me do this.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine.